The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel welcomes you to this edition of the Mayors and Supervisors Weekly Update, brought to you by...
Each week, our community makes history. Each week, you make history. And each week, there's only one source to turn to for the first take on history. You know what that is? Subscribe to the Sentinel right now to discover the history being made in your own backyard.
The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel. More than just your news, it's your history.
Hey, welcome everyone to this week's edition of the Mayors and Supervisors Update. I'm Chris Carosa, publisher of the Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel. Each week we bring you the goings-on in the towns and villages that we cover. This week we'll be starting off with Jackie Main. Jackie, pinch hitting for Rick Milne at Honeoye Falls. Jackie, what's going on there?
Good morning. Thank you for having me. I do have a few items. First of all, just kind of a public service reminder that the HFL students have graduated along with several others in the districts, and there's going to be more parties, more traffic. So maybe pay a little more attention when you're driving and walking around the area. Second item is our Good Vibe Flowing concerts on Tuesday night. They've been fantastic so far. We have another one coming up on Tuesday. It's Nate Michaels. He'll be back in the gazebo at Harry Allen Park from 6 until 8. He has a great following, so come on down and enjoy the fun. Let's see, West Main in the village. As everyone knows, we're disrupted by a lot of projects. We appreciate everyone's patience. The sidewalk project is nearing its end. It should be done within the next week or so. But that's in front of that post office area. We still have National Fuel gas line project that's in place as well. So just be safe when you're walking through the area. Also, a reminder that the second week of July, the paving will start. They're going to mill and repave the entire street from the four corners. It's going to take 2 to 3 weeks to complete. The physical work won't take that long, but between the milling and the actual paving, we all know that'll take a couple of weeks. Once all of that is done, we're going to be excited because we get to replant our trees. And lastly, really, it's just to make sure that you are taking the time to thank your first responders and all of your volunteers. Without them, our community would just not be safe. So that's all I have. Have a great one.
Thanks, Jackie. Over to Mike Falk, Supervisor of Lima. Mike, what is happening there?
Here we go, unmuted. Thanks for having us, Chris. A big thank you to all of those who dropped off wheelchairs at our medical lending closet. It's a big help to have those. As soon as they came in, they immediately left. So we are still experiencing a dearth of wheelchairs. If you do have a wheelchair in good condition at your home that you're not using, it's just kind of collecting dust or space, please feel free to drop it off at the Lima Town Hall, and the community will definitely put it to immediate use. Livingston County, of course, has announced that there is another harmful algal bloom, or HAB, over at Canisius Lake. The Department of Health recommends taking the following precautions. Do not swim, wade, boat, or fish if you suspect that you are near a HAB. Do not eat fish caught from waters with suspected HABs. Do not drink or cook with untreated lake water. Rinse with clean water if exposed. Children and pets are more susceptible to the effects of HABs. Take extra care to keep them out of the waters that are there. This does not in any way affect the water supply that Canisius Lake does supply. Congratulations to Megan Crow. Megan has been the Deputy Planning Director at Livingston County for a while. She has now been named the Planning Director in the light of Angela Ellis's retirement. So we're looking forward to good things for Megan, and we wish her all the best. We have a save the date. The 2024 Veteran Mental Health Summit is coming Friday, August 9th, 2024. It's from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., and it's going to be in the SUNY Geneseo Campus Ballroom. This is a Stronger Together, Fostering Connection Through Awareness, Understanding, and Collaboration event, and all are welcome. They are looking for table hosts. You can contact Kathleen with a K, .McCall with 2 C's and a 2 at the end at va.gov, and they will be happy to help you set that all up. Livingston County Tourism announces the installation of its new widget for your smartphone. If you go to Visit Livco online, right at the top of your screen, you'll see that there's a place to click to go ahead and grab the widget for either your iPhone or your Droid. And it will definitely enhance your experience and help guide you around the county. Along with that, the new Livingston County Tourism Base Camp has opened. It is in the village of Mount Morris, right on the trailhead there. So you would come off of 390 and straight into Mount Morris. Just as you're cresting the top of the hill, you would make a right before you get to the traffic light. The red building there that was formerly the Puerto Rican restaurant has been converted. Sweet Arts Bakery has co-located with them to provide refreshments. And they've got a lot of brochures and expert knowledge and things for you to be able to take a load off while you're doing your trail hiking, and the ability to help sort of tailor your Livingston County tourism experience to the things that you'd like to do and go to and see. This past Thursday, I was privileged to be part of the Board of Supervisors annual Farm Bureau tour. This year it was at Noblehurst Farms down close to Pavilion. Noblehurst is a very interesting farming operation. They have dairy, they have beef. They also have a massive digester there, which produces electricity. 55% of what goes in is manure from their cow operations, but the rest of it is 100 tons a day of food waste. And that food waste is only gathered from a 100-mile radius. It was amazing to see the amount of wasted food that has to be disposed of somehow. They have a machine that will separate the plastic and the cardboard from the food so that it's just the food waste going into the digester. They have a machine for all of the soda or pop or whatever you want to call it. It takes the bottles in full and crushes them. The soda goes into the digester. While I was there, an entire semi-load of expired soda showed up and had to be forklifted out, and they have people there feeding the bottles into the machine all day long. Expired meat, this, that, the other thing. Just incredible what we waste. But a good use for it. They're producing enough electricity for their farm, and they are producing enough electricity that they have a bit to sell back, which helps to keep their farm going. This coming Tuesday, so if you're seeing this live, it'll be this coming Tuesday. If you're reading this, it was this past Tuesday. The town board meeting on Tuesday. No update is going to be given for the water authority running the possibility of Water District 5. As you're seeing this live, the survey is closing out. So they'll need some space to go ahead and go through all the results. And we have the 4th of July holiday. So look for the results of the water survey and everything in August. And I believe that's all I've got, Chris.
All right. Thanks, Mike. Over to Steve and Henrietta. What's happening in Henrietta?
So the town court is getting close, and it's expected open to end of July. As if you've been through here, you'll see that we paved the new parking lot for the town court, as well as we changed our traffic pattern, put an actual circle, although I guess it's technically more of a ellipse. So for better flow, especially to bring traffic over from the Highland Drive extension, since that light is much preferred to go through. We worked with Monroe County DOT to put in all new sensors, camera-based sensors for the 3 intersections. So that's the one at Highland and Calkins, the Town Hall entrance in Calkins, and Veterans Memorial Park entrance in Calkins. So we will never have to dig up or replace one of the induction loops again. When we were just repaving, it saved us about, it would have cost us $16,000 to put in those induction loops, and the camera was $19,000. So it seemed a pretty easy decision for me. In addition to paving town court, we've also paved Veterans Memorial Park. We expanded the parking lot for where the spray park is going to go, and redid some of the roads that were in tougher condition. And of course, paving's underway out in the town as well. Some of the projects in the park have been temporarily suspended as we prep for the 4th. So we've got them all to good points right now, and we'll resume those after the 4th. So the ball fields are pretty much done. There's a few, as you know, we watched the rain patterns, and we've got a little drainage work to do, you know, because we've essentially changed the grading, redoing some of the fields. So, and then of course the splash park is the big one. The splash park was delayed a bit because the building came in over budget, so I had to redesign the building, shrink it down. So we've now got it to where it meets the budget that was passed by the referendum. So you should see that getting started just after the 4th, probably shovel in the ground the Monday after the 4th. Our new compost facility is moving forward. We've got an agreement in place. We're just waiting for the final DEC approval, but we're already starting to get set up, accepting wood chips and material from the, you know, like a tree or lawn service folks, because mixing in that wood material produces a better compost. Output compost also reduces odors. So we've started to stockpile the material there. And then involved in there, a biochar furnace was donated from RIT. So they've been doing research on adding biochar into the compost. And with a proper mix of biochar and mushroom substrate, they can cut the compost cycle time in half, which basically means at the same size facility, you could double the capacity. So, you know, our compost facility is not giant. It's meant more to be a proof of concept. It would certainly serve Henrietta, but the idea is we're working to show that, you know, you can set one of these up. The idea is kind of a spoke and hub setup, so there would be a bunch of these smaller ones potentially around the county, instead of trying to do one large facility, which is the route some counties have taken. And the advantage there is you greatly reduce the trucking distance and time when you're, you know, collecting food scraps. So excited about that moving forward, and we'll see where that goes. We've been planning for the Shake Shack grand opening on July 9th. So we fully expect there to be significant traffic. So we were working with them, and we decided the best route would be to create a temporary entrance. And it just so happened, as I mentioned, we were out milling and paving, and we were milling on the next street over. So we just dropped our millings off there and rolled them, so we should have a really good traffic flow. Very excited about that. Shake Shack was very appreciative. I told him, hey, get our highway crews a free lunch or free meal at your friends and family soft opening. So looking out for the guys because they put in a lot of work there. Our crews do an amazing job. Our Pride celebration went really well. We had about 1,000 people. Great events, just and blessed with good weather. This was actually our 6th one. They just continue to get better. Very, very good atmosphere, very inclusive atmosphere. So very happy about that. Concerts in the park start up July 12th with Keys to the Caddy, and then July 19th is Songbirds, which is a Fleetwood Mac cover band, and those continue through August 16th. We've got a blood drive coming up. There's one in a week, so I want to say it's the 9th. Unfortunately, I don't have that here. That's at the library. We have another one coming up later on in August 17th. Obviously, all of our summer camp stuff is going. We have an ice cream social at Tinker on July 13th. So a lot of events going on. And there's a newsletter coming out soon. Unfortunately, it was delayed because we had a very large and successful rabies vaccination. Unfortunately, one dog owner did not have control of his aggressive dog, and as I happened to be walking past, it ran up and bit my hand. So I've had stitches, and of course it had to be my right hand. So while that's healing, I've not been able to put together the newsletter, but it's getting close, so I should be starting that soon. That's about it.
All right. Well, sorry to hear about your hand.
No problem.
Let's go over to John Moffett, Town of Mendon. John, what's moving there?
Well, I think everybody's definitely enjoying our weather. We've had a lot of warm weather lately, which of course has been increased volume down at the spray park. So we're glad to see everybody taking advantage of that. Summer recreation program is underway. The equipment has been stored in the basement of the former library on Monroe Street, and all that's been delivered down to the school. So they will be starting up that program shortly. Mendon-Honeoye is closed from July 1st to July 7th. That is due to the fact that they work the winter holidays. And Town Hall will be closed on the 4th and 5th of July. I'm sure when families are sitting around the kitchen table, one of the things that they talk about is indebtedness and where they are financially. And I just wanted to give a little update on a couple of things with the town of Mendon. We obviously borrowed money to build a new library back in 2011, borrowed $1.35 million. That is on a 25-year bond that matures in the year 2034. We still owe $775,000 in principal, and that does not include the interest. The interest rate is 3.851%. There is not a prepayment availability on that bond. However, the town board has adopted a reserve fund for the library bond so that in the future, between now and 2034, should the town be in some type of financial straits, we could dip into that reserve fund for the principal and interest payments going forward. There are also 3 water districts that the town has borrowed money for. And of course, the individuals who receive that water are the ones who are paying back the town annually on their town tax bill. 2 of those mature in 2032, and the most recent one matures in 2046. Not a subject everybody likes to talk about, but I do want everybody to know what the indebtedness of the town of Mendon is. Thanks for having me.
All right. Thanks, John. Anybody have anything they want to add? Seeing none, thank you all for being here and thank you all for watching. Remember, this airs every Sunday at 1 o'clock. Just like our Facebook page or subscribe to our YouTube channel, and those platforms will notify you when this program begins airing. Otherwise, you can always read the transcript in the following week's paper. That's all for this week. We'll see everyone next week. Have a happy 4th of July. Bye-bye for now.
The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel welcomes you to this edition of the Mayors and Supervisors Weekly Update, brought to you by
Imagine yourself communicating with a difference. Pan-Dimensional Solutions helps you do this. Whether live spectator events, taped broadcasts, or real-time audience-engaging programs, you can benefit immediately from the tools Pan-Dimensional Solutions will share with you. Do you want to make a difference? Contact us at pandimensional.com.